get down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated.
What's going on, you guys? It's the FPL Peg. We're back again with another stream for you all. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm not going to spend as long with this one, but we know with the big news that the fixtures are out for the new season of FPL, or the Premier League, should we say. And that's, another step closer, and just waiting for the game to update, which will probably be mid-July, just after the Euros probably. But I hope everyone's doing good. How you doing, Melina? Miss Melina? Hope all is good. Big up Pengu. But yeah, I'm not going to make it as long, but I just want to be talking about the fixtures that come out and the key fixtures and whatnot. I've not seen them all, but I've seen a few of them. This is from FS Scout, Fantasy Football Scout, so shout out to them. This is where I've got their fixture ticker from, so you can check that out from Fantasy Football Scout on their website. Very, very, very good. The colours can kind of put me off a bit. I'm used to seeing the greens and the reds and stuff. I know there's a bit of red there, but the blues kind of put me off a bit. But do appreciate them putting it out there and their own kind of mix to it. So I hope everyone's doing good. So basically we're just going to be looking at the fixtures. We've got Arsenal all the way down to Wolves. We've got the new boys. We've got Watford, Brentford and Norwich. So we're definitely going to be looking at them, especially Ivan Toney, because he's on everybody's list, and how he's going to do in the fair in the Premier League with Brentford. So we're going to start off with Arsenal. We're going to start from the top. We're going to just see any fixtures that catch our eyes. Arsenal-wise, we know Matt, who comes on here for quite a few times. He's an Arsenal fan and also likes Brentford too. So with Arsenal, they've got Brentford. Now that's going to be a tough game for Brentford. If we just have a little skimmer eyes to Brentford at the minute, they're playing each other. I can't tell if that's home or away. But I just want to throw out a cheeky thing saying here that Brentford did beat Arsenal. Was it 3-2 in a friendly before last season started? And Arsenal had a relatively strong lineup put out as well at the Emirates, and there were no fans there. It was in the middle of the pandemic, so I think Brentford could. It's a tough game. I don't know if it's home or away. If you guys want to tell me if it's home and away, do let me know. But you might want to take a punt on Ivan Toney. Why not? Why not take a punt on him? I mean, if you look at Brentford's fixtures, I know we're kind of skimming through them all. They have got some good fixtures. We'll get to Brentford in a minute, but like I said, Ivan Toney, definitely one to consider, that's for sure. Arsenal-wise, get this little microphone back in place. Arsenal, I'd probably dodge. I think they're probably ones to avoid. Depends who they bring in. They have got a game against Norwich. They have got Burnley. But they have got some tough games after the Brentford game. Chelsea and Man City. They're going to be tough. So definitely probably at this moment, I will definitely be avoiding Arsenal players, that's for sure. Dylan, how you doing? Hi, Penguin. Unlucky with a Fernandes punt. Yeah, very, very unlucky. Went off injured. But yeah, it was a punt, and I've got a reasonably alright bench coming on. Kane, Mbappe, and whoever the other player is. So we'll see what happens. Still early days. So Aston Villa, definitely want to talk about. Get yourself in chat, guys. Love to hear from you guys. Aston Villa, they signed Buendia from Norwich. What a signing that is. They are linked with James Ward-Prowse as well. I don't know if they're going to sign him, but I do think Buendia could help out Watkins, make him score goals again and make him a bit more of a clinical finisher, get those crosses in, and I think that's a brilliant signing for him. I really do, and I think I'd love to get him if he's a 6.5. I'd love to get him in my team, Buendia. They got some lovely games. They got Watford, another newly promoted side. Newcastle, Brentford's in there. And they got Chelsea and Everton who do leak in some goals too. But Chelsea will be the tough one. Man United will. But the first 3 fixtures for Villa, I think, are very, very lovely. And you could put yourself in there as well. Depends how much he is, Martinez, or maybe get yourself a target. I probably might go double. Dare I say I might go triple. Who knows when the game updates for Villa. But at the moment, there's some key players there. Buendia. There's question marks where Grealish is going to be in start of next season. But I hope he does stay because that Aston Villa attack will be a force to reckon with. Buendia is definitely one to look at. Definitely one to look at, I'd say. Because he's lovely fixture against Watford, Newcastle, Brentford. I know I'm hyping him up, but he did well in the Premier League. He's done well for Norwich, and I think he's a very, very good player, that's for sure. If we have a look at Burnley now, Burnley, Chris Wood is linked to probably leave Burnley, but if he stays, that's a big plus for him. Definitely a big plus. But I think with Burnley, the only ones probably to look at, some people might say Nick Pope. Depends how much he is. He could shoot up in price like Martinez, who knows. Chris Wood definitely is one to consider. I think Liverpool's defence, obviously, we could be a lot better this time round. Tough game against us. So I think probably, with Van Dijk back, Gomez back, and probably this new lad, Canute, Phillips in there as well. We've got our defence back. We've got a really strong defence. That's me saying. Leeds in there as well. Everton. So I don't think it probably hurt if you wanted to go for a Burnley player. Maybe Chris Wood. It's not a bad shout. Maybe a Nick Pope. Depends how much he is. Brentford, the newly promoted guys. The new kids on the block. Never been in the Premier League. The Bees. Ivan Toney. So many things about Brentford that scream out to you. Talk about Ivan Toney. Like I said, Brentford did beat Arsenal in a friendly. Arsenal had a relatively strong side out last season. And they did beat them. They have got Crystal Palace, they got Villa, they got Brighton, they got Wolves, they have got Liverpool. But if we look at the fixtures from game week 2 to game week 5 for Brentford, nothing wrong with putting Ivan Toney in there. That's for sure. There's nothing wrong with putting Ivan Toney in there. That's what I think. Dylan saying Grealish and Buendia feeding in Watkins, definitely. I hope he does stay, Grealish. I really hope he does. But Ivan Toney definitely is one to consider. I don't know how much you guys think he'll be, Ivan Toney. I'm hoping he's about 6 million, 6.5. A lot of people hoping he's like Bamford at 5.5 million start of last season, but I'm going to say 6 million minimum or maximum or something like that. I think he's going to be around that then, but I'd love him for those fixtures after. I'd probably have him in for the Arsenal game, that's for sure. Brighton, if we have a look at Brighton just quickly, there's nothing really from Brighton that tempt me, but the fixtures look reasonably nice, don't they? Burnley, Watford, Everton, Brentford, Leicester, Crystal Palace. Maybe go for a defender, maybe go for Dunk, Veltman, players like that. The attacking wise at the moment, as I'm talking now, nothing's the transfer window's not open officially. Things could change. I'll have a good talk to you about it once the game updates and we've had players signed for these clubs. But at the moment, I'm just looking at defenders for those fixtures, definitely. Maybe Dunk, he's good aerial threat, as we all know. Should be with England. I think he's a good aerial threat. We have a look as well at Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Tottenham, tough games. They're playing Arsenal, Liverpool, the regular top 4, top 5 in their first 6 games. I mean, you know, that's going to be really tough for them. That's going to be really tough. I think, well, it depends how, Dylan, you being a Chelsea fan, it depends who they buy. I would probably maybe go for a defender. They are tough games, but they did show how strong they were. Thomas Tuchel, first time I ever said it, probably said it right, would look to strengthen his team. He's made his team. He's pumped for this, won the Champions League with them, and I think they could be gunning for the title next season. They really could. And I'm looking at those fixtures for him. They're not the easiest, and they'll get those teams out of the way, get Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, City out of the way, and then they'll have the easier run ahead, probably 7 and onwards till the end of this year. Definitely don't want Timo Werner. Havertz is a nice shout, definitely a nice shout, but nothing much raving at me, coming at me saying who to get. Saying as well, we've got Crystal Palace. Benteke, no, nothing really happening there unless he signs someone. I say avoid for now. Tough game against Chelsea in the opening one. We've also got Everton. I am biased, but they have lost Ancelotti as well, so that's going to be very intriguing to see how they cope without him. Richarlison is linked to Real Madrid, where Ancelotti has gone. Southampton, who's that? Leeds, Brighton, Burnley, Villa. They got a decent start, to be honest with you. I'll give the Evertonians that. They got Norwich in there as well at game week 6. So I'm probably going to say I might take a cheeky punt. Why not? Maybe get, I don't know, DCL in. Why not? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get DCL in again. He was absolutely fantastic for the first few. So I probably might go for him. What's everyone else saying? How are you all doing? So we've got Leeds in there as well. It's cute. I'm curious to see how they do fare in their second season back in the Premier League. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So they have got Man United, tough game. They have got Everton, and then we've got Burnley, got Liverpool, Newcastle, West Ham. They haven't got the best, but we know what they can do. They can spring up and get that those 3 points. So just surprise teams. This is Leeds United, and the new people tuning in. But with Leeds United, they did get hammered at Old Trafford by Manchester United. I think with Leeds, we'll have to see who they buy. I think you're looking at players like Harrison, Bamford, Rafinha. Dallas, we know, is probably going to be a midfielder like Lundstram. Changed the season after. His price will probably shoot up. Dallas would be probably a nice one. See what his price is. That's what I think. So probably players like that, but we'll have to see who they buy. This is Leeds United, that's for sure. We have to see who they buy. Leicester, we've got Wolves, they've got West Ham, Norwich City. I think they're probably an underrated team. They really are. They are linked with a guy called, not Eduardo, what's his name? From Celtic. He's like a regular starter for Celtic, so probably a replacement for Vardy, or give Vardy some lesser time because he's getting older now, just to boost that attack. Leicester-wise, depends who they buy. I probably, at this very moment of time, probably look at Iniacho. He was on fire, wasn't he? He was an absolute on fire. I think he'll still be cheaper than Vardy, obviously. His price will probably shoot up. Probably, maybe, I might not take a chance on defender. I'll have a good think about it, but nothing really screaming much from Leicester. Liverpool, my team, try not to be biased, Penguin. Got Norwich, Burnley, tough one against Chelsea. Every game's going to be tough. No game's going to be easy. But Norwich and Burnley are very, very tasty for us, especially if we have our fit squad back. Chelsea's in there going to be tough. Got Leeds. They proved to be a test. It was a 4-3 at Anfield start the season. Crystal Palace in there and Brentford. I'm going to go for Trent maybe in my team. He looks fine. He looks great. He looks raring to go. Maybe Mo Salah if we sign Mbappe. Might put Mbappe in my team. There's so many players that I'd love to bring in from Liverpool, my team. I probably might go triple again and just go YOLO. And just think we'll probably go past quite a few of these teams and pick up 3 points. Quite a few 3 points in the first 6 game weeks. But yeah, very, very tasty, that Norwich game, that's for sure. The Norwich game is very, very juicy. That really is. Moving on to Man City, we've got Tottenham, Norwich, Arsenal, Leicester, Southampton. They've got Chelsea. Pep's really a genius, isn't he? He's very, very smart. He knows what he's doing. They got a lovely game against Norwich in game week 2. I think they got, relatively tough start. There is talk if Harry Kane does go to Man City, can you imagine if he plays against his former club Spurs? To be honest with you, I don't particularly rate Kane that much. If he signed with City and he had a lovely first 6, I think he's particularly near enough overrated. That's my opinion. You can come at me and say what you like, but I don't particularly rate Kane that much, even at Spurs or for England. I think there's too much hype behind him, and I think he's not as good as everyone thinks. I don't think he's that good, Kane. And will he fit the system at City? That's the question. You've got to be realistic there and think about this. Big boots to fill with Aguero, especially. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe I'll stick Diaz in my team. You know what it's like, aerial threat. Maybe Stones. Maybe I'll go double City defence instead of attack. Maybe I'll go Diaz and Stones. Who knows? That's what I probably might go for. Just for players probably like that. Kobe, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, mate. But yeah, I've just been talking about got FS Scouts fixture ticker out. The fixtures are out. Just probably chat to you guys. I give you my thoughts on players I might bring in and just give my reaction to it. Who else have we got? Manchester United. They got Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa. I know what you guys are probably going to be doing. You're going to be stacking up on probably Bruno Fernandes. Maybe, I don't know, Cavani. Depends who they buy. But Bruno Fernandes, a lovely one, to be honest with you. I'm not going to rule him out because he takes those damn penalties, doesn't he? And he more than certain converts them in, doesn't he? So Bruno Fernandes definitely one up there for sure. High ownership once again. Also Newcastle, nothing really rave about with them. Probably team to avoid at the moment. Willock's gone back to Arsenal. Arsenal want to keep him, so Newcastle probably not getting their hands on him again. Depends who they buy. I think probably avoid Newcastle. Tough game against West Ham. Villa's going to be probably tough. Probably first 6 games are tough for them. Norwich, no Buendia. Who they're going to buy with the money, I don't particularly rate Norwich. I think they'll go straight down, to be honest with you. Liverpool, City, Leicester, Arsenal, first 4 games, very, very tough for Norwich. Probably avoid. Some people say whipping boys. Norwich could be the whipping boys. Could be the team to target. I'm just saying. Watford's in there. They play the fellow promoter side, and they've also got as well Everton. But I'd say definitely avoid Norwich. I think they're going to be, if you're going to probably stack up on Liverpool, City, Leicester assets, that's for sure. Definitely going against that Norwich team that look a bit shaky. Southampton in there as well. We've got Everton, Manchester United, Newcastle, West Ham, City and Wolves. You're probably looking at Che Adams, maybe Danny Ings. There's a big competition from Che Adams for Scotland to impress. It depends who they buy as well. Danny Ings, injury prone. I don't think I'll probably be looking at anyone from Southampton, to be honest with you. Moving on to Spurs, if they lose Kane, they're definitely losing Kane. He's sick of it now. Man City, Wolves, Watford, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So, it depends who they're going to buy. Who they're going to buy? Is Vinicius going to start in striker? I don't think he's good enough. I think he's good enough, but I don't think he can cope. I don't think he can score that many goals like Kane would. So they'll need to buy someone really good. They need a manager for starters. They need a permanent manager. So probably Spurs are just looking really shaky. You don't know where the heads are at. Probably avoid Spurs at this very moment of time. Watford, another newly promoted side. They've got Villa, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, Norwich, Newcastle. Depends who they buy. They just signed Fletcher from Middlesbrough. So I don't know if he's going to start or not. They do play sometimes 2 up front, but sometimes a 4-3-3. I do like Sarr. And he will probably be in my team, maybe for the first few fixtures. I do like him. I might bring him in actually for game week 4 to game week 6. But I do like Sarr. He's a lovely player, really is. We've also got him West Ham as well. With West Ham, they got Newcastle, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Manchester United, and Leeds. It's going to be very interesting how West Ham do. Is Lingard going to return back to West Ham? Who knows? I'm not too sure. So I'll probably look at players maybe like Cresswell, because he does take those corners still, so he'll probably be a good one to probably still target. Antonio's still a nice one, but without Lingard, is he still as effective? Who knows? I don't know if he's that effective. Who knows? We'll have to see if they do bring him back to the club. Wolves. With Wolves, I'd probably say with Leicester, Tottenham, Manchester United, Watford, Brentford, and Southampton. I think probably a team to avoid again. Depends who they buy. The manager left them. Nuno's left them, which is a big shame. Very good manager for him, bringing them back up to the Premier League, keeping them up there. But yeah, nothing really much to worry about. So those are my thoughts, guys. What I really think about the players that probably bring in. Nathan's saying, "How you doing, Nathan? Want them to release the game so we can react to player prices." Definitely, I will be doing a stream for that, mate. Definitely. Kobe saying, "Do you know when we'll be able to create our new FPL teams?" Probably mid-July, Kobe. Just after the Euros finish on the 11th of July. I assume it's usually mid-July anyway. Nathan saying, "Can see Brentford being the new Leeds and do really well." That's bold. That's bold. The new Leeds. I don't know about that, but I think they'll do well. But I think at this moment, depends who they buy. I'm predicting them at this moment, looking at the team, to probably finish 15th. Not as high as Leeds. I can't see them doing a Leeds, definitely not. But good shout though. Depends who they buy, Nathan. Also saying Watford signed Danny Rose, really good sign. Are they? That's interesting for them. He has a Premier League pedigree and could do really well. He could do well. But they probably need a bit more signs than that just to strengthen them a bit more. But decent signing for him, decent Danny Rose. But yeah, that's probably it, guys. I'm probably going to wrap things up there. If you have enjoyed the stream, hit that like button down below and please do subscribe. I've been the FPL Penguin, your favourite penguin in this community. And I shall see you guys in the next stream. Take care, guys, and see you later.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming.